you believe there's any policy or legislation that will stop police executions of black people? Like, you think, like, if they implement the George Floyd Policing Act, will it stop the executions
closer
of black
at
people?
that act, but my suspicions are it doesn't really have any teeth in it, because when I look at the act that Nancy Pelosi introduced, the police reform bill, right around the time that the George Floyd riots kicked off, it didn't have no teeth in it. First and foremost, the unjustified murder of a black person by a police officer should automatically be charged as a hate crime. Number one, it is a hate crime. These police killing us are committing hate crimes, and nobody is treating them like hate crimes. So the first change in the legislation is that it all has to be treated as a hate crime. Second change in the legislation is the payouts. The civil suit payouts come from the police officer's pension, and it comes from the police union, and it comes from the fraternal order of the police. Make them pay, because you can't tell me that you're going to make black taxpayers pay, you understand, for the criminal behavior of police. How am I getting a victory if I'm the one who has to pay for his mistakes? Make the police pay and charge every murder as a hate crime, and I guarantee you they'll think twice before they start killing black folks.
In the George Floyd Policing Act, that's what they want to do. They want to get rid of qualified immunity, because if you get rid of qualified immunity, then that's exactly what will happen.
Exactly. You need to get rid of qualified immunity and stop making police think that their lives are more important than black folks. Look at the situation with the sister who got shot the 5 times.
Now let's talk about that. Ma'Khia Bryant in Ohio.
Ma'Khia Bryant.
Yeah.
They're claiming, is she the one who called the police? They're claiming that the police had a right to shoot her. Even coons, Negroes are running around saying, well, she had a knife. So that justifies her being killed? Because I work in school, Charlemagne. I have seen lunchroom aides with no police training, no bulletproof vests, no night-proof vests, no gun in their pocket. I have seen elderly black women and elderly black men take knives and other weapons out of the hands of students during lunchroom riots. So you mean to tell me that a 60, 70-year-old man can disarm a teenager in a lunchroom, but a trained armed police with a bulletproof vest can't get a knife out of the hand of a 16-year-old, but yet and still you have white males who are conducting mass murders all across this country almost every other week. We're getting a mass murder in America, and almost every one of these fully armed, fully violent, murderous white men were apprehended by the police without being shot and without losing their life. So explain to me how a white man with an AK-47 can be taken without a police officer firing a bullet after he done murdered 6, 7, 8 people, but a 16-year-old girl with a butter knife cannot be apprehended without a bullet being shot. That is nonsense. They killed her because they knew they would get away with it.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I must be a coon because I don't agree with you on this one, and I'm gonna tell you why. I do agree with you. I do agree with you. Those people that walk around with them assault rifles and those white boys that they run around that don't get shot, they should get shot immediately. You come out with a gun, should lay your ass down. Not even a question asked.
Yes.
But this situation, my only thing is this: when the police pulled up, now you're talking to somebody whose father's a retired cop, right?
Yes, sir.
When that cop pulled up, he doesn't know friend or foe. He doesn't know who called the police, right?
Okay.
He does not know. It wasn't like a sign that said, hey, I called the police.
Understood.
They got a call, hey, I'm getting jumped. Somebody has a weapon, right?
Okay.
Comes out that car. He puts his hand out. First thing he says is, you see that girl running towards the other girl with the knife up.
Okay.
Right? Police can use deadly weapon to two things: to defend himself and defend another person.
Okay.
He fired his firearm, stopping that girl from getting shot. Now, people could say 4 times, 5 times was a lot. That was a lot of shots. You could take that any which way you want, yes. But his whole thing was to disarm that girl. And at first, I was upset. Why the fuck they shooting that woman? But then I had to sit back and say, let's say that was my daughter sitting on the back of that car and somebody was coming at her aggressively with a knife. She wasn't defending herself. It wasn't like she was defending. She was coming aggressively for that other girl.
Well, she was defending herself, though, Envy. You can't do that.
Right,
I mean, they jumped her before, and they came to her house. That was her property.
But at this point right here, I'm telling you what the cop seen. The cop didn't see the fight.
Okay.
The cop only seen was the girl being aggressive to the other girl. That's all he seen.
Okay.
So at that point, if I'm the father and that's my daughter, I would want to make sure my daughter didn't get stabbed.
Okay.
And that was the only reason I said I understand why that cop did that.
But she shouldn't be dead. 4 times is excessive. There was other ways I think that cop could have intervened without killing that girl.
But that goes into training. Cops are trained to kill.
But let me give you a follow-up, Envy. Let me ask you a question. If you are the police,
correct.
DJ Envy is the police officer. You get out the car. You saw the exact same set of circumstances. Do you shoot her 5 times? Why or why not?
I am not going to shoot her 5 times.
Why?
Honestly?
Yes.
Because this is my community and I know what happens in the community. I understand the fight.
In other words, you value her life.
Right, but I'm going to tell you why. And this is going to be a little different.
He took her life because he did not value it.
Put the knife down. Put the knife down. Put it down. I've got one at gunpoint central. Put the knife down. Put it down. Put it down. Hey, back up. He's not complying to command central. He's coming at us with a knife. Knife down. Knife down. Knife down. Put the knife down, sir. Please. Put the knife down. Put it down, man. Please. Help you out, man. We can help you. Please. Put it down. Put the knife down. Put it down. No. 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 Please don't. Sir. Please don't. Do it. No. Please don't. Central, we need units here 1018. Put the knife down. Put the knife down, sir, please. Please, sir. Put the knife down. We can help you. Put the knife down. Please, put the knife down.
Hey, buddy, come here for me real quick. Come here. Come here. Come here. You're jaywalking now.
Who are you?
Get over here.
What country is this?
Someone, I need cover. Come here.
Oh,
Come here.
oh.
We're not playing this game, dude.
Why don't I play this game either?
You're jaywalking. You're throwing
Hey,
rocks.
who are you?
Officer Hall at the Danville
Yeah,
Police.
from where?
Come
Authority
over
of
here.
what? Authority of
Come on
what?
over
No,
here.
don't fucking touch me.
Dude, come
touch
on.
me and see what's up. Touch me and see what's up.
Drop the knife.
No.
Drop the knife.
Kill me.
Drop the knife. Someone, shots fired.
And if we understand what the dilemma of the white minority population on planet Earth is, and their key survival dilemma is that they are overwhelmingly outnumbered by people of color. And because of their genetic recessive state, they can be genetically annihilated. So it makes sense to them. It makes sense to them to do whatever damage or harm to the black population because we are the population that is most feared.
But we can't unilaterally disarm ourselves in this world. The fact is, we actually, if whites are going to survive, we might actually have to get a little tough. We might even have to get a little nasty. Because I ultimately care about my extended family, my people.
See, we're told that the system of democracy has imperfections. No, we are in a system of white supremacy that has been perfected. And that's why we keep staying basically in the same position. And as long as we don't understand we're dealing with a system, every week we just complain another black man has been shot, another black man has been killed. You say, oh, 10 over there, 3 over there. Oh, well, let's add up the statistics and somebody will run and complain about it. But if it's happening over and
Am I only a God nearby, declares the Lord, and not a God far away? Who can hide in secret places so that I cannot see them, declares the Lord? Do not I fill heaven and earth, declares the Lord?
Let me ask you a question. If you are the police,
Correct.
DJ Envy is the police officer, you get out the car, you saw the exact same set of circumstances. Do you shoot her 5 times? Why or why not?
I am not going to shoot her 5 times.
Why?
Honestly?
Yes.
Because this is my community and I know what happens in the community. I understand the fight.
In other words, you value her life.
Right, but I'm going to tell
Exactly.
you why. And this is going to be a little different.
He took her life because he did not value it.
Right.
Let me ask you another question, Envy. If she was a white girl with that same knife, does she get shot 5 times?
If I'm a police officer?
Well, not you, with the white, going back to the white officer, if the girl with the knife was a white girl and that was a white neighborhood, does she get shot at all by that same cop?
Gun never even comes out.
I would hope so. If she's aggressive.
No, I didn't ask you what you hope. I didn't ask you what you hope. Does that same white cop
you know it wouldn't,
Envy?
I don't know. I'm not a psychic.
Envy, you know it. You know she wouldn't.
Envy, you know she wouldn't have got shot if she was white.
I would hope so. If anybody is aggressively going at somebody with a knife, I would hope that they
Envy.
get shot.
How many they got a video of a white guy stabbing a cop in the neck. The cop goes, I'm stabbed in the neck. He pulls out his gun, chases the guy, stops in the middle of the chase to pull out his taser to tase the white guy.
Absolutely.
Come on.
The thing of it is, you're still not in trouble, but obviously I can't trust you not to run anywhere. All right? So, come on. Come on. I'm going to put you in handcuffs for now. Okay? God! Hey! You shot me. He's got a knife! Hey! Stop! Stop! Stop it! Stop! Stop right now! I got him at gunpoint. Stop right now! Stop! Nick! Stop! Stop right now! Put it down! Drop the knife! Throw it to the side! Put your hands behind your back! Put it behind your back right now!
Envy. How many they got a video of a white guy stabbing a cop in the neck. The cop goes, I'm stabbed in the neck. He pulls out his gun, chases the guy, stops in the middle of the chase to pull out his taser to tase the white guy.
Absolutely.
Come on.
The point that I'm trying to make,
that guy immediately too.
And you said it yourself, Envy. You said they're trained where they can shoot. They're not required to shoot. In other words, police are expected to exercise discretion like any other professional. He made a decision. And when you look at the video, I didn't hear him say stop. I didn't hear him say drop it. If I'm not mistaken.
He did do that. He did do that.
He did?
Yeah, he did.
Because I didn't see it or hear it.
He did.
But even if he did.
She said, I'm going to stab the fuck out of you. So like I'm saying.
So why you ain't shoot her in the leg?
In that case, you're right, but they're not trained to do that. Like it seems something. It's a bigger.
If she was white, she would not have been shot at all. So you can't blame it on the training, Envy. This was racism.
I posted a video yesterday.
This was racism.
I posted a video yesterday of a white man.
Let me ask the question: if she didn't shoot her, and that girl would have stabbed that girl and killed that girl, what would everybody would have said? The cop didn't do anything.
I'm going to argue that it would have been impossible for her to kill the girl because the police, who are athletically fit, could have engaged her in less than 5 seconds.
He could have tackled her. He could have tased her, hit her with rubber bullets.
She would have been stabbed by this. She was already emotional.
No, man. She knocked down one girl before she got to the girl in the pink. Cop was right there the whole time. So the cop watched her knock down one girl and then go to the next girl in the pink. He could have intervened any time between that.
But
create enough hunger and everyone becomes a criminal.
And let's be very clear. When people talk about what are y'all doing about black on black crime? What about black on black crime? What y'all, if Black Lives Matter, y'all say something about black on black. Shut up. Let me tell you something about black crime in Chicago and all that. Let me tell you something. If I had the resources, I could fix black-on-black crime in Chicago overnight. The name of the game is to not fix black-on-black crime. That's just a deflection from white supremacy. But if we want to really talk about black-on-black crime, that's something that's very fixable. We're going to need resources for that. I could fix black-on-black crime literally overnight. You allocate resources. This is where the reparations come in. Because as we know, it takes money to have a police force. And I would get money allocated from the city, the state, and the federal. I would get money allocated to, number one, start black businesses, black business development, black business training. Number one. Then I would get our own black law enforcement to police those communities, and crime would go down overnight, because what I would do, use the resources allocated to screen our black police. I would screen them. First, I would make sure that they're foundational black Americans. First, I would coon vet them to make sure they ain't got no diamond and silk energy in their family. Make sure that they're not some kind of foreign coons. Make sure that they're people preferably from the area. And then what we would do, we would police the neighborhoods. They would get a salary, and we would make sure that infiltrators within white law enforcement wouldn't be out there coming into the community ambushing people, because that's really what's going on. That's really what's going on. You get a lot of these outside people doing all of these ambushes. And if we were policing our communities on our own, if we had the resources to police our own communities, that stuff would not be happening. You understand?
A troublemaker and a villain who goes about with a corrupt mouth, who winks maliciously with his eye, signals with his feet, and motions with his fingers, who plots evil with deceit in his heart. He always stirs up conflict. Therefore, disaster will overtake him in an instant. He will suddenly be destroyed without remedy. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community.
See, now we may have to take 10 deep breaths to handle the reality, but they have smashed us. See, whoever can turn you into trash has defeated you. See, we all need to get a PhD in broom. That would psych them out. It's no trash around where black people live. They would be saying, wait a minute. We taught them to think of themselves as trash, and so they're not comfortable unless they're surrounded by trash. Who cleaned this up? Wait a minute, we got a problem. Do you understand? It's just like when black people were saying in the 60s, black pride, black power, black self-respect, black is beautiful. And they came along and they said, this is dangerous. If these people think they're beautiful, and if they're talking about pride and black self-respect, they're dangerous.